You know why I'm just laying down? Because I didn't even want to do this. I didn't even want to be in social media. I don't even want this. I don't even want to be. I don't want my face to be in the social media, in there and everywhere, in every platform. But somehow, this life is pushing me to do this. I don't know why, but okay, I'm gonna do it, okay? I really don't know the reason why. So here we go. I'm going to share something tonight. And actually, let me sit down. Let me sit down and record myself. The world gives you what you want by heart and what you need to keep rolling in life. Not always in the form you expect, but always in the form that is right. Yes, that is the theme today. This is Dawn Angela and welcome back to my channel. I just celebrated my birthday 10 days ago, and my birthday reminder is that life hears the heart. On my birthday itself this year, I said on my TikTok account that I want something simple. I just want to feel my people and I want to feel loved. This is exactly what happened. My office mates surprised me for the first time ever. They surprised me with food I shared with them. Even my teammates surprised me with cake. And my girlfriends here in Dubai, they flooded me with flowers. I love flowers. The world knows I love flowers, and so I received a lot of that from my friends, and that itself made me so happy. And for a long time, I just felt that thought of. I felt seen. I felt loved without asking, because I didn't ask that from them. I just said, I want to feel my people and I want to feel loved, and it happened. And so that day reminded me that when your desire is sincere, the world actually responds. I want to share another story. Of me way back when I was young. When I was young, I won a modeling competition. I didn't think I even would have survived that, but I won at the end. My competitors, they were prettier than me. They were sexier. They were more experienced than me. They were older. And of course, they let me know it. They showed it to me that, they're going to have that crown. I just think they missed one thing though, and that thing is the way I existed in every rehearsal. The sincerity in every movement. The honesty of me as a young girl who wasn't pretending, because I wasn't pretending. I didn't have like an idea even what was that all about, They said it was modeling, so I thought it was like America's Top Model, whatever. But when I won at that time, not all of them were happy. I've heard like people question it. Someone whispered, because I was too young to even have the title. I was like I was not experienced. I was fresh in the modeling, but you know what happened? You know what's interesting is that I overheard one guy say that she deserves it. She has a pure heart. That's why she won. And I still remember that till this day. Because maybe he was right. Maybe talagang life answered. It answered always in sincerity. Even if I do not understand it, even if the world doesn't understand it yet. But because I was sincere in my presence at the time, the world responded to me, you know what? You deserve it because you are present with sincerity. Yeah. At least that's what I think it was about. Another story that I can share is about me growing up. I didn't have my real parents. I didn't have the picture of a perfect family every child thinks they're supposed to have. I thought I was, like every child should have a perfect family. But it's that's not a case, And that is not something you have to worry about if you also do not have your own real parents. Because, for example, me, I didn't have my real parents with me, but I had something else. I had people who chose me, people who took me in, people who loved me not because they had to, but because they wanted to. That's totally different from having your own child loving your own child, but instead having, people that actually choose to love you. That's like even greater than family in blood. Cats? There were moments my adopted family showed up for me in ways that felt bigger than blood. I can't explain it, but I felt like they're just wonderful people, and I felt that I choose them to be my parents in this world. A hug that arrived when I didn't know how to ask happened because of them. A meal cooked when I pretended I wasn't hungry. I'm not hungry, but they prepared things for me. A hand on my back. I had a lot of them. My sisters, my pamangkin, diba? My nephews and niece. The moments that I want to disappear, but they give me reason. They give me love. And those moments taught me early that love is not always biological. Sometimes the world provides the parents you are meant to have. You don't have to be sad because you don't have your real parents. And today, I know blood doesn't decide family. Presence does. And that can happen to friends. Your friends can become your family, I also recall that even in my loneliest time, help always arrives. Yeah, help always arrives. There were seasons I felt completely alone. Not romantic kind of alone, okay? The quiet kind, the kind where you show up to life, to work, to your daily routines, but deep inside, you feel empty, right? Did you ever feel that? I remember days I didn't have anyone to call. No one to run to, no one to cry about. But even in those moments, helps actually arrived. For example, a classmate who suddenly remembered me, offered her notes when I was, offered her poetry when I was struggling silently, and she didn't know she helped me at that time. A coworker who brought me food without knowing I didn't have anything on my table that day. A friend who offered their house at the time I was so young when I left home. I was starting my own life, offered their house to live with for me for like a week so that I can just enough time for me to find a new home for myself, right? A friend who called me at the exact moment I was losing my mind, losing myself. I'm telling this because life has a way of sending people to you right at the edge when you are not strong enough but too proud to ask. I also have like a friend who even looked at me, like searched me, looked for me when I disappeared in social media. She looked for me in every person I know, in every way possible, LinkedIn, Gmail, whatever. And she found me, she reached out to me. And now we're like soul sisters. Because at that time, we didn't know we needed each other. We didn't know. It's the world actually connected us. That's crazy. The world tried to connect us because at some point in our lives we will need each other, and we did need each other. And now I feel like I cannot continue life without her. We are literally soul sister. Oh my god. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Life has a way of sending people to you right at the edge when you are not strong enough but too proud to ask. I didn't even ask that. I didn't ask those, but it's somehow my life process. It's like it is already preparing things for me. Crazy, right? Those moments are not coincidence. They are reminders that you're not alone even when you think you are. Oh my God, thank you, Lord. I feel so loved. I just remember my sisterhood here in Dubai, and maybe I can also share about them. Yes, I will share about them. This is the part that actually surprises people the most. I may not have a boyfriend right now, but I am not lacking love. I'm not lacking love because life gave me something different. Something that is softer, something that I can lean on, something more consistent. Yes, and that is my sisterhood here in Dubai. And actually, I realized their importance more when I introduced them to new people, and they're like, wow, you really have good girlfriends here in Dubai. And my girlfriends in Dubai, they have shown me love in ways relationships sometimes fails to give. Such as what? Surprises, gifts, support in my life, giving me guidance, making me feel safe, safety, their presence, real care. One friend checks on me like a sister. And then another one spoils me with flowers. Another one spoils me with love letters. Another one spoils me with postcards. One gives me tough love, which sometimes I hate. One cooks food for me, brings food to my house unannounced. Another one shows up at 2 a.m. One makes me laugh until I forget the world. One travels the world just to see me. I may not have one lover. Okay, I do not have one lover. I have 5, 6, 7 in the form of women. Sino makakatalo nun? Wala. Life really said, you don't need romance right now. You need a tribe. And I like that. And honestly, that is enough. It's more than enough for me. I love it. I'm actually so sleepy, but I still have more to share. For example, yeah, I want to share more. This one is magical. Have you noticed that when your heart is sincere, not manipulative, not desperate, not entitled, your desire arrives quickly? Ganun lang. Super quick. That happens to me all the time. All the time, Dai. I think of someone, they call, because I didn't have negative intentions. I think of something, someone gives it to me. I think of a need, it appears. Suddenly someone is paying shit for me. Suddenly someone is paying my bills. For real. For real. I once told myself quietly, I wish someone would help me with this. In a span of like 10 minutes, someone did. Okay, I once thought I miss being surprised. 2 days later, I was surprised. Crazy. I once whispered that I want to feel loved on my birthday, and life answered immediately. Very simple. This is because, when I'm living my life, I really am just living it with no negative intentions. And these timing moments feel too perfect to be coincidence for me. They feel like alignment. They are aligned. They feel like the world is saying, I heard you and I got you. Ganon. That's what sincerity does to me. It's like it's opening doors without even force. And that actually became a reminder to me over and over again. That's why, not to be desperate. That's why I'm not desperate. I also remember, sometimes our strangers, they became our angels. Some of the most meaningful help in my life came from strangers. For example, a taxi driver just randomly gave me an advice that silence is power. And I alchemized that into my life and I applied that. A stewardess who helped me when I was shaking with anxiety in an airplane. I was in Albania going back here. And there was a problem on the plane, and that made me feel anxious, and the stewardess totally helped me be calm, feel safe, and feel secure. you know. And then a random woman at the mall who complimented me, it changed my whole mood. It made me feel seen, like, oh wow, I'm really real in this world. I'm actually real, actually exist in this world. You know, moments like that. These people, they don't know me, they don't know my name, they do not know my story, but they were placed perfectly in those moments, in those times. That's why strangers are often angels in disguise, as they say. Life uses them to reach you when you are too tired to reach yourself. Yes, maybe I needed to feel seen that day. That's why. That's why. Diba? Life is so magical. So magical. Ano pa ba? The philosophy that guides me with all of this story taught me something simple but powerful, diba? One is life responds to sincerity. Okay? The world moves for a pure heart. The world moves for a pure heart. What you want by heart will come, and what you need will be provided. Yan yung mga tatandaan nyo. You may not get the form you expected, but you will always get the essence. Ganun yun. You wanted parents? You were given a family. You wanted love? You were given a sisterhood. You wanted help? You were given strangers. You wanted support? You were given friends. You wanted to feel special? You were given surprises in many ways. You wanted to feel loved? You were given presence. Presence of people is love. The presence of people in your life is love. Is them showing their love. And this is not manifestation. This is alignment. This is sincerity. This is a life that listens. I know the world is always listening to me. I love my life and I love this world. I'm kind of just vibing this. I'm vibing this. By the way, life is not ignoring you, okay? Life is not punishing you. Life is not withholding from you. Baka you're just too hurt to notice the help. You know, maybe you are too guarded to feel the love and too busy surviving to see the signs. But trust me, the world responds to a real heart, not the heart that pretends. Stop pretending you're strong, okay? Not the heart that pretends to be strong, not the heart that manipulates, not to the heart that performs, but the one that whispers, I just want love. I just want to feel loved. I just want to be safe. I just want to belong. I just want to be seen. I just want to be okay. Say it, say it. Say what you want by heart. Don't fake it. Don't cover yourself. Do not be scared. Say it. Because when your desire is sincere, when your spirit is gentle, when your heart is pure, life has no choice but to give. Okay? Tama to. It's time to go. It's It's time to go to bed. Thank you for watching. And oh my god, I'm sleepy. I think that's enough for tonight. And next time, let's talk about money. Okay? Thank you for watching. Till next time.